In the whimsically chaotic world of World Break, aria of Curse for a Holy Swordsman, our protagonist, Moroha Haimura, makes his grand entrance. Picture this. Typical teenager, but wait, he's got a twist. He remembers his past lives. Yes, plural. Because why have one life when you can have multiple, right? Now, Moroha is not your average Joe with a single past life as a baker or a blacksmith. No, sir. He was a powerful swordsman in one and a top magician in another. Talk about being overqualified for high school. These memories aren't just little flickers. They're full-blown epic sagas that would put any action movie to shame. As a swordsman, Moroha swings a blade like he's in a dance. And as a magician, he throws spells like he's got an unlimited text messaging plan. When he battles metaphysical beings, it's less of a fight and more of a one-man show, with special effects and all. Hollywood, you watching? Moroha is as brave as a lion, but let's be real. He's also got the adorable cluelessness of a puppy. He's got the humility of a monk, but cracks jokes like he's the class clown. Balancing memories of two past lives? You'd think he'd be more confused, but nope. Moroha's just out here living his best triple life. Throughout the season, our hero goes from who am I to, oh, I'm that guy, and that other guy to, he learns to juggle his sword, wielding past with his spell-casting past, all while trying to pass high school. It's a roller coaster of self-discovery, with more ups and downs than a kangaroo on a trampoline. Moroha's interactions with others are a blend of sitcom and soap opera. With Satsuki and Shizuno, he forms a trio that's part comedy, part drama, and entirely entertaining. They bring out sides of him that range from heroic to hilariously awkward. Every conversation is a chance for Moroha to say, wait, which life are we talking about now? In conclusion, Moroha Haimura's story in World Break is not just a tale of bravery and magic. It's a comedic saga of a boy who's part swordsman, part magician, and all round amusing. His journey from confused teen to hero is like watching a fantasy movie with a sprinkle of stand-up comedy, epic, enchanting, and entirely entertaining, in the quirky world of World Break. Aria of Curse for a Holy Swordsman, our hero Moroha isn't just juggling past lives. He's also navigating a sea of dynamic and sometimes hilariously dramatic female characters. Sakura Morisaki, the epitome of serenity, floats into the story like a gentle breeze in a hurricane of chaos. She's a savior with past life memories, making her as enigmatic as a Sudoku puzzle. When she's around, Moroha's life feels less like an action-packed enemy and more like a Zen garden, calm, peaceful, and oddly mesmerizing. Enter Satsuki Ranjo, a bundle of energy with a competitive streak wider than a highway. She meets Moroha and immediately thinks, challenge accepted. Satsuki's a human firework, lighting up every scene with her vibrant personality and occasionally setting off sparks in Moroha's otherwise mellow life. Shizuno Urushibara is as cool as an ice sculpture in a snowstorm. She's the yin to Satsuki's yang, bringing a sense of mystery to the table. Her interactions with Moroha are like a game of chess with a hint of flirtation, strategic, intriguing, and always leaving Moroha wondering, what's her next move? Maya Shimon is the mother hen of the group, kind, caring, and occasionally pecking Moroha into shape. She brings a sense of warmth and wisdom that's like a soothing balm to the frenzied lives of our protagonists. When Maya's around, even the most dramatic anime scenes feel like a cozy cup of tea. Haruka Momochi might not be front and center, but she's the secret sauce that adds flavor to the story. She's a unique blend of insight and mystery, serving as a voice of reason in the whirlwind of teenage drama. Her interactions with Moroha are like watching a cat befriending a confused puppy, adorable, amusing, and surprisingly insightful. Together, these ladies form a girl band like no other, with Moroha as their accidental manager. Each brings out a different tune in Moroha's life, from the rock anthem of Satsuki's energy to the soothing melody of Maya's wisdom. They turn Moroha's life from a simple ballad into a symphonic masterpiece of emotions, adventures, and comedic missteps. In conclusion, the women of World Break aren't just side characters in Maroha's story. They're the lead singers in a grand, operatic, and sometimes hilariously off-key adventure. They add color, chaos, and charm to the narrative, creating a story that's as entertaining as it is unpredictable. It's a wild ride through anime high school where every day is a new episode of teenage drama, supernatural shenanigans, and good old-fashioned humor. In the quirky anime universe of World Break, Aria of Curse for a Holy Swordsman, the relationship between Maroha Haimura and Satsuki Ranjo evolves like a sitcom, complete with witty banter, comical misunderstandings, and a dash of dramatic flair. Picture this. Maroha minding his own business when suddenly, bam! In comes Satsuki like a whirlwind of competitive spirit and fiery determination. Their first meeting is less love at first sight and more rivals at first glare. Satsuki sizes up Maroha like she's ready to challenge him to a duel, or at least a thumb war. As they spend more time together, Maroha and Satsuki's relationship transforms from a battle of wits to a bumpy, laugh-filled ride. Satsuki's fiery nature clashes with Maroha's cooler approach, creating sparks that are more comedic than romantic. It's like watching a cat and dog duo trying to figure out how to be friends without accidentally tripping each other. There are moments in their relationship that could easily fit into a romantic comedy script, like when Satsuki tries to show her softer side to Maroha, but ends up causing a scene that could make a sitcom writer proud. Or when Maroha steps up to rescue Satsuki, and it's less knight in shining armor and more like a clumsy hero who forgot his sword. Satsuki's impact on Maroha is like a caffeine shot. She keeps him on his toes and adds a jolt of energy to his life. Meanwhile, Maroha's presence in Satsuki's life is like a calming tea, making her fiery temperament simmer down to a warm glow. Together, they balance each other out like a perfect comedy duo, full of zing and zen. Their relationship has its fair share of conflicts, like a sitcom plotline where every episode brings a new challenge. But just like in any good comedy, these conflicts are resolved with a mix of humor, heart, and a little bit of accidental stumbling. Each disagreement teaches them a new lesson in the art of agreeing to disagree and strengthens their bond, all with a laugh track in the background. In conclusion, Maroha and Satsuki's relationship in World Break is a delightful blend of action, romance, and comedy. It's a narrative filled with humorous clashes, endearing moments, and a mutual growth that feels like watching your favorite sitcom characters finally get their act together. Their journey from rivals to friends, and maybe more, in the whimsical and often absurd world of World Break. Aria of Curse for a Holy Swordsman, the relationship between Maroha Haimura and Shizuno Urashibara unfolds like a comedy sketch filled with awkward glances, mystifying moments, and a touch of magical mishaps. Imagine Maroha's surprise when he meets Shizuno, the Queen of Cool, whose stoic demeanor could give the Arctic a run for its money. Their first encounter is like watching a cat trying to understand a very aloof and enigmatic cucumber, curious, cautious, and utterly comical. As they get to know each other, Maroha and Shizuno's relationship evolves from awkwardly staring to awkwardly caring. It's a quirky dance of two people who are as different as a wizard and a muggle at a magic show. Shizuno's enigmatic aura keeps Maroha guessing, turning their interactions into a guessing game with magical consequences. Every key moment in their relationship is a scene straight out of a romantic comedy. Like when Shizuno opens up about her past life, and it's less of a dramatic revelation and more of a, did she just say that moment? Or when they team up in battle, and it's like watching two chefs trying to cook a meal without a recipe. Chaotic, but surprisingly effective. The role of their relationship in the overall plot is like adding a twist of lemon to a serious drama. It brings a zesty, unexpected flavor. Shizuno's mysterious background and Maroha's earnest efforts to understand her add layers of humor and intrigue to the storyline. As the season progresses, the evolution of Maroha and Shizuno's relationship is less about romantic gazes and more about understanding each other's bizarre quirks. It's a journey filled with missteps, misunderstandings, and the occasional magical faux pas. But through it all, they find a unique harmony, like a mismatched duo in a buddy cop movie. In conclusion, the relationship between Miroha and Shizuno in World Break is a masterclass in how opposites attract and create comedic gold. It's a blend of awkward encounters, mystical secrets, and heartfelt moments, all wrapped up in a package of lighthearted humor. Their story is a reminder that even in a world filled with magic and past lives, the most magical thing can be finding someone who understands, or at least tries to understand, your brand of weird. In the enchanting yet often bizarre universe of World Break, Aria of Curse for a Holy Swordsman, the interactions between Miroha Haimura and Maya Shimon unfold like a comedic sitcom, where a befuddled hero meets his unexpectedly sage, yet nurturing, mentor. Imagine Miroha's life as a chaotic jigsaw puzzle. Enter Maya Shimon, the nurturing healer with a wisdom that seems to come from a different dimension. Probably because it does. When Miroha first meets Maya, it's less like a knight meeting a healer and more like a confused cat meeting a wise owl who's seen too much. The development of Miroha and Maya's relationship is like watching a sitcom where the lead characters are from two different shows. Maya's calm and caring approach to life is the perfect counterbalance to Miroha's "what am I even doing?" moments. Their interactions are sprinkled with unintentional wisdom, accidental insights, and a lot of aha moments for Miroha. Maya's influence on Miroha is like having a live-in therapist who also happens to be a wizard. She provides him with much-needed emotional support, often in ways that leave Miroha wondering if he's in a therapy session or a magic lesson. Her guidance is like a compass for Miroha, who navigates life like a sailor in a bathtub, mostly clueless but always trying. Key moments in their relationship are a blend of heartwarming scenes and comic relief. When Maya helps Miroha to understand and harness his powers, it's less of a mystical training montage and more like a cooking show where the ingredients are magic, past lives, and a pinch of chaos. By the end of the season, Miroha and Maya's relationship matures from accidental therapist, patients to friends with mystical benefits. Maya's role evolves from a healer to a confidant, offering a sanctuary for Miroha in the midst of his chaotic monster, fighting, past, life, recalling life. In conclusion, Miroha and Maya's dynamic in World Break is like a charming, odd couple sitcom with a magical twist. It's a story about finding guidance in unexpected places and the humorous, sometimes awkward, path to understanding oneself. Their relationship, filled with magical mishaps, therapeutic dialogues, and a lot of learning moments, adds a delightful layer of humor and warmth to the anime, proving that sometimes the best wisdom comes wrapped in the most unassuming package. In the fantastical yet slightly absurd world of World Break, Aria of Curse for a Holy Swordsman, the relationship between Miroha Haimura and Haruka Momochi plays out like a comedy sketch filled with subtle jokes, dry wit, and a touch of magical absurdity. Enter Haruka Momochi, the enigmatic and calm character who seems to have wandered into the anime from a noir film only to find herself in a high school setting. Her first interaction with Miroha is akin to a wise owl meeting a slightly lost puppy. There's wisdom, but it's shrouded in layers of teenage perplexity. The dynamic between Miroha and Haruka is like watching a buddy movie where one buddy is cool and collected and the other is, well, Miroha. Their conversations are a dance of witty remarks and sage advice, with Miroha often playing the part of the bewildered student in the school of Haruka's enigmatic teachings. Key moments in their relationship could be straight out of a sitcom's playbook. When Haruka helps Miroha understand his powers, it's less of a magical epiphany and more like a series of comical trial and error episodes. Imagine Miroha trying to follow Haruka's advice and inadvertently causing more confusion, both for himself and for her. Haruka's influence on Miroha is subtly comedic. She's the voice of reason to his sometimes chaotic approach, often leading to scenarios where Miroha's enthusiasm meets Haruka's calm, resulting in situations that could be described as magically awkward, the kind of influence that makes you chuckle while nodding in agreement. As the season progresses, the bond between Moroha and Haruka develops from a polite acquaintances to friends who still don't quite get each other. Their interactions, though rare, are always poignant and often leave Moroha with a puzzled expression that screams, "What just happened?" This odd couple dynamic adds a layer of humor to the series, showcasing how two very different people can form a surprisingly effective team. In conclusion, the relationship between Moroha and Haruka in World Break is a delightful mix of deadpan humor and accidental wisdom. It's a narrative about unexpected friendships and the hilarity that ensues when two contrasting personalities collide. Their story, filled with dry wit, sage advice, and the occasional magical faux pas, brings a unique and charmingly humorous element to the anime, proving that sometimes the best friendships are the ones that take you by surprise and leave you slightly bewildered. In the grand, somewhat chaotic world of World Break, Aria of Curse for a Holy Swordsman, the final chapter unfolds not just as a climax of magical battles and emotional revelations, but also as a comedy special that even the most serious of sorcerers couldn't help but chuckle at. The storyline culminates in a series of battles that are as dramatic as they are inadvertently funny. Picture this. Moroha, our hero, trying to look cool while swinging a sword and casting spells, only to trip over his own feet. Meanwhile, the metaphysical beings they're fighting seem just as confused about the rules of engagement as the viewers are. Throughout the series, each character has had an influence on Moroha that ranges from profound to hilariously misguided. Imagine a group of mentors, each trying to give advice, resulting in Moroha nodding along while internally screaming, "What does that even mean?" It's like a magical, multi-dimensional sitcom where every character adds their own brand of chaos. Moroha's journey from a bewildered teenager to a somewhat less bewildered hero is a tale filled with slapstick, misunderstandings, and the occasional moment of accidental brilliance. He's grown, not just in power, but in his ability to navigate the absurdity of his life with a bit more grace and a lot more humor. The season wraps up with a few loose ends and cheeky hints at future adventures. It's like the show is winking at the audience and saying, "You thought this was over? Oh, we're just getting started." The potential for more magical mishaps and humorous adventures leaves viewers both excited and mildly concerned for Moroha's future sanity. World Break, Aria of Curse for a Holy Swordsman concludes as a story that skillfully blends action, fantasy, and a healthy dose of comedy. It's a narrative that reminds us that life, especially a life filled with past lives and magical battles, shouldn't be taken too seriously. The main themes of discovery, growth, and the power of relationships are wrapped in a package of humor, proving that even in the most fantastical of worlds, laughter truly is a powerful magic. In conclusion, the series ends not with a somber note, but with a burst of laughter and a promise of more adventures. It's a reminder that in the world of anime, even the grandest of finales can leave you with a grin, a chuckle, and a lighthearted feeling that maybe, just maybe, the best way to face a world of magic and mystery is with a good sense of humor.